I'm guessing that you're probably looking at this word and thinking to yourself, excuse me, what? Yes, it is the pluscuamperfecto. So in the last video we talked about the el presente perfecto, and that was made up by conjugating haber, and if you remember the conjugations there, as, a, hemos, and an. These are conjugations of haber in the present tense, right? So we use the present tense of haber plus the past participle, which is formed by using auto for AR verbs and ido for ER and IR verbs. And then there are those irregulars that we talked about, the Rev, Mac, PhDD, right? So roto, escrito, vuelto, visto, etc. And we use the present perfecto to talk about something that you have done. So for example, I have done my homework. So you conjugate have, or haber, for have, for I have. So the done is the past participle, hecho, and mi tarea. We actually use the pluscuamperfecto in English as well, so it's nothing too new, and it's used to just talk about an action that occurred before another action. So for example, I had eaten the chocolate before my mom arrived. Me eating the chocolate occurred before my mom arriving. If you recall from the first sentence I wrote down, I used the word have. I have done my homework. And have is the present tense. And to put have in the past tense, you change it to had. So we're going to do something similar in Spanish. We have, when we use the present perfect, we use the present tense of haber, like as, a, hemos, an. We use the present tense of haber. Similarly, when we go to the pluscuamperfecto, we're going to change our conjugation to the past tense. And this time we're going to use the imperfect tense of haber. So now we're going to use había, habías, había, habíamos, and habían. Pluscuamperfecto is a compound tense, like I mentioned before in the last video. And the first part is the imperfect of haber, so había, habías, había, habíamos, habían. So that way the have from our present perfect becomes had in our pluscuamperfecto. So we use a conjugation of haber, the imperfect of haber, plus the past participle again. And like I've said 400 million times, I'm sure you're sick of me saying it, for AR verbs, it goes to auto. For ER, IR verbs, we're going to use ido. And then there's all the irregulars that I talked about on the last video, which you should be able to remember by now. So with the pluscuamperfecto, it's important to remember that there are two actions in the sentence. It's also important to remember that one occurs before the other. If you want to use a homework example to talk about the fact that you had done your homework before arriving to class, there's two actions here. One is doing your homework and two is arriving to class. You're going to use the pluscuamperfecto to talk about what you had done before class. So había for the yo form, hecho for the past participle, my homework, mi tarea, and then before class. Another example might be that you go for runs in the morning before going to work. So, let's say it's a group of you and your friends, and you want to tell someone that you had gone for a run before going to work. So, you're going to use the imperfect form of the nosotros. For haber, habíamos. Correr is an ER verb, so you drop the ER and you add ido, right? Hemos corrido. No, una milla. Not very much, but no judgment here. Antes, before. Before going to work.